how to get the, why is Ingrid 90 years old? Because the oxygen has been flowing through her for all those years, and so she really knows how to do it. So I'm going to start out with a joke, and since you're doing a laughter exercise, you got to laugh.
Is that white one?
So I went to the doctor, and I want to hear good belly laughs. So I went to the doctor, and I said, I have a ringing in my ears. He said, don't answer. 15 seconds. Does anybody else have a joke? Any other jokes out there? Yeah.
The Buddhist goes up to the hot dog vendor and he says, make me one with everything.
This guy's 92 years old. He goes into a bar and he sees this lady, 89 years old, sitting at the bar. He goes up to her and he says, do I come here often?
You know, and there's plenty to laugh about. There's plenty to laugh about with this cancer stuff. I have to tell you, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You've seen these Averdart commercials where the guys have a going problem. Anybody seen those? Yeah, going problem. Well, I carry a bottle now in the car, an empty bottle in the car. So if you're in my car and the bottle's yellow, you probably don't want to drink that bottle. You can be sick. But you know, another funny story. I'm driving down to Philadelphia, and I'm going to a bar course, and I happen to have a bottle that was full of that yellow stuff.
What course?
What
course? A bar course?
A bar course. American Bar Association course. Yeah. No, it wasn't a bar course. So I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm driving along. I thought I closed the window. I thought I opened them. So I take the bottle and I open it, and it turns out that I actually closed it, and it's just it comes back all over me. And I'm going to a bar course. I figured I smell like I'm on Skid Row. And but you know what I did? I laughed. It was funny. At that moment, I laughed.
How about the guy sitting next to you?
So we learn how to laugh about these things. And two, this cancer journey has introduced me to many, many wonderful people, and I think it's teaching me to be a little bit closer to my heart, a little bit more willing to say what needs to be said in that moment, whereas in the past I'd say, well, I'll get around to it, I'll say that someday. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not always saying completely what I want to dwell here. This is where I want to dwell, and I'm getting a little closer to that, and I think the cancer has been the gift that has helped me to find that. A word on allopathic approaches. What I've said here today doesn't mean that in any way I condemn allopathic approaches. In fact, I still am considering either something called focal cryotherapy, where they freeze a part of the prostate, or something called high-intensity focused ultrasound, where they use sound to break up the cancer cells. And that's pretty fascinating. In fact, I spent about an hour last night on the internet researching high-intensity focused ultrasound, because I find it very fascinating. And allopathy does have a tremendous role in helping us to monitor this. And I still get my blood tested every 3 months just to find out what's going on with my PSA. The doctor wanted me to do another biopsy about a year ago. I don't like those biopsies, so I didn't get that done. But there are valuable monitoring things that allopathy offers us. I mean, by the way, one thing I did want to say about PSA. If you have any loved ones that are over 40 male, over 40, be sure that they are getting their PSA done. And this is new out of Johns Hopkins. A lot of people aren't aware of that. I know lots of people that are between 40 and 50 that have prostate cancer. And they used to say, wait until you're 50. Well, do it now at 40. One of the big predictions, though, that I would make in terms of allopathy is that 25 years from now, and let's reconvene 25 years from now right here. 25 years from now, you're not going to hear about surgery and prostate cancer. I don't think it's going to be done. So, on this journey, where does the spiritual figure into all of this? It's interesting for me to observe that my grandfather died of diabetes because of non-medical intervention. He was a Christian Scientist, so he relied on a practitioner. And he would not allow, he wouldn't go to a doctor. And we moved to the next generation, my father. He had to turn himself over to the medical profession. He didn't have the luxury of what I have. He didn't have the internet to do research. He didn't have all that stuff. So he had no choice. He turned himself over to the medical profession, but not with a great result. So with me, the pendulum swings back. But I'm not like my grandfather, and I'm not maybe as prayerful as he was, and you know, I'm doing lots of other things. I mean, he would have been completely relying on prayer, and I'm relying on other explorations that I'm doing. So as I look and reflect on all the shifting sands of knowledge that I spoke to you about before, AC&E, and like all that stuff, there's not much comfort there, and so I wonder whether my time is better spent on just connecting with spirit. You know, who knows? I might do some research next week and find out that suddenly vitamin C is wonderful. Well, that's great, but really what I needed to do was to connect more with spirit. Where is the wisdom? How do I access that? What's the cancer trying to tell me? And do I have the ears to hear it? So I want to keep pushing this envelope. I think when we kind of work around the edges, we're more likely to find something new, and we're more likely to find reward. And I've decided that I want to do a documentary on this process. There's 4 other friends that I have that are doing this alternative approach. They have prostate cancer. And all of them are doing something different, by the way. And I call them patient pioneers. Some may call them patient fools. But it's our journey. It's got to be done our way. So I ask you, by the way, if any of you know of some folks that have had an alternative journey, even not necessarily with prostate cancer, let me know, because I may want to include them in this documentary. So thank you for listening. It's time for the offering.